body on your body. I wanna rub my body on your body. I wanna rub and love up. I wanna rub and kiss up. I wanna rub and jam up. I wanna rub and rub up. I wanna rub my body on your body. Rub my body on your body. Let me rub my body. I just get paid. I want to play. The vibes is right. I wanna hug up tight. No time to waste. I wanna work my waist. So come on now, babes. Give me a taste. I wanna rub my body on your body. I wanna rub my body on your body. Let me rub my body on your body. I wanna rub my body on your body. I wanna rub and love up. I wanna rub and kiss up. I wanna rub and jam up. I wanna rub and rub up. I wanna rub my body on your body. I wanna rub my body on your body. Let me rub my body on your body. I wanna rub my body on your body.
Hello, this is attorney Shellen Washington, owner and founder of the Washington Law Firm located at 455 Utica Avenue in Brooklyn, New York. We're specialized in medical malpractice, personal injuries, matrimonial law, and landlord and tenant. If you're in need of legal representation, please give us a call today. The number to call is 718-877-3100. Consultation is free at no cost to you, so call us today to see if we can be of any assistance to your legal needs. Again, the phone number to call us is 718-877-3100.
If you are looking to have your statutory declaration, affidavit of income, identity, damage or lost passport, lost license, tenancy agreement, agreement of settlement, power of attorney, last will and testament, and certification of documents, then you need to visit the Alistair Collins firm, located at the Kellyan Mall, 162 Lamaha Street, in Georgetown, between Camp and Waterloo Street. Alistair Collins is a commissioner of oaths and a justice of the peace. Make certain you visit him or call for more information at 649-6410 or 685-6448 or 503-1451. And there's adequate parking available. Go down to the Alistair Collins firm and have all of your legal issues settled and brought to the fore. Alistair Collins Firm. Contact them at Alistair Collins Firm.
JMK, that's the thing nobody likes it. JMK, that's the thing nobody likes it. Run a coca down something, rock away, run a coca down. Run a coca down something, rock away, run a coca down. JMK, that's the thing nobody likes it. JMK, that's the thing nobody likes it. Run a coca down something, rock away, run a coca down. rocks the body with high. Jane and Kate, and she rocks the body with high. Run a polka dance, something rock away, run a polka dance. Run a polka dance, something rock away, run a polka dance. Jane and Kate, and she walk up in little style. Jane and Kate, and she walk up in little style. Run a polka dance, something rock away, run a polka dance. Run a polka dance, something rock away, run a polka dance. Jane and Kate, and them village fire run wild. Jane and Kate, and them village fire run wild. Run a polka dance, something rock away, run a polka dance. Run a polka dance, something rock away, run a polka dance. Jane and Kate, and she take your body like she. Jane and Kate, and she take your body like she. Run a polka dance, something rock away, run a polka dance. Run a polka dance, something rock away, run a polka dance. Jane and Kate, and she take your body like she. Jane and Kate, and she take your body like she. Run a polka dance, something rock away, run a polka dance. Run a polka dance, something rock away, run a polka dance. Jane and Kate, and she take your body like she. Jane and Kate, and she take your body like she. Run a polka dance, something rock away, run a polka dance. Run a polka dance, something rock away, run a polka dance. Jane and Kate, and she rocks her body with high. Jane and Kate, and she rocks her body with high. Run a polka dance, something rock away, run a polka dance. Run a polka dance, something rock away, run a polka dance. Jane and Kate, and she walk up in little style. Jane and Kate, and she walk up in little style. Run a polka dance, something rock away, run a polka dance. Run a polka dance, something rock away, run a polka dance. Jane and Kate, and them village fire run wild. Jane and Kate, and them village fire run wild. Run a polka dance, something rock away, run a polka dance. Run a polka dance, something rock away, run a polka dance. Jane and Kate, and she take your body like she.
Alrighty, hey, guess what? Good evening. I'm right here. I'm right here with you guys. I've always been here with you guys, and I will always be here with you guys. Thank you. Thank you so much for some of you who have been so concerned about me. You know, I've gotten some messages. I'm not going to say, like some other folks like to say, thousands of messages and thousands of people have been inboxing me from across the world. No, just a couple, maybe 3 or 4 folks were concerned, and thanks to those folks for being concerned. And let me see, I'm looking at some of your comments while I'm only going to say it once. Thank you so much for sharing the link. Thank you so much indeed for sharing the link. I'm looking at some of your comments, and one such, people, there's a Linton K. Charles is saying, I am tired of these computer graphics, aka PPP trolls. They're being paid. Some of them are being paid to do that, Linton. You know, the PPP got a lot of free money now, compliments of the taxpayers of Guyana, right? The taxpayers of Guyana. The taxpayers of Guyana. Look, a lot of these folks, some of them like to talk about folks who is on welfare and who is not on welfare and all manner of things. But I tell you what, the biggest set of welfare recipients, not in America, because even in the United States of America, for those who who understand a little history and all these manner of things, they will let you know who are the biggest welfare recipients in the United States of America. Well, good evening. Here's a question. Who's the biggest welfare recipients in Guyana? It's not going to surprise you. The biggest welfare recipients are PPP. Those PPP guys in top offices, they had nothing. Absolutely. Most of them had nothing. But you check them out now. And who you think is paying them? Where you think they're getting this money from? Not no old auntie or uncle or mom or mommy or chachi or chacha or pua died and left them with any money and these sort of things. No. As soon as they got into office, some of them start to put on makeup. They start to do their teeth. They start to do their nose. Some of them start to do their butts. All manner of things they start to do with your money, your tax dollars, your oil dollars, and everything. So, and then they get all of this money like in a rice bag, right? And that's why they can say money like rice. And they push their hands in that bag anytime and they dash away free money to some of their supporters. Free money. So everybody now become dependent. They're dependent on this welfare recipients. This cash grant is a form of welfare. That's what it is, right? But, they like to cuss and tell people who's on welfare and who's this. And usually when they cuss and talk about welfare, some people get vexed. But I'm not one who's going to get vexed about that, because at the end of the day, I know those individuals and what they are about. Now, see, exactly, Petula Khan. Petula Khan is one of the smart mathematicians we have here, right? Because she's saying it's the people's money. They're taking the people's money and dashing it out here, there, and everywhere, compensation and so forth. They decide on who they're going to compensate and who they're not going to compensate. They decide on who they are going to, as swiftly as possible. Hey, get a basketball hoop or whatever it is you call it. Rush it into a particular area quickly as possible. Give them 2 bag rights. Quick. It's done. Quick. It's done. And so that is what they feel that other persons in certain villages and communities are worth. A basketball hoop or whatever the heck it is that they rushed into that particular village, a Buxton. They want a basketball thing, you understand? That's all. They're not going to ask for anything else. And so when these Pakus in the PPP pick up their phone and they call, hey, I order basketball stuff for Buxton Community Ground. Send it down right away. So they believe that that is a success story and people must be happy and appreciate that. Meanwhile, all of the people who have had their stalls and their businesses broken down by members, goons of the police force. Some of the goons and the police force, they're not going to be compensated. In the eyes of the PPP, they're not worth anything other than a basketball, other than a football, and other than a basketball hoop. That's all they're worth. And when they march into those communities, they expect people to welcome them and welcome them with open arms. And then when they get into those communities, some of their flatfoot hustlers, we know who they are. We know who those flatfoot hustlers are. They're just rank and file hustlers. And hustlers, not in a good sense of, like, for example, a vendor or a hardworking individual leaves his or her house to go and hustle to make an honest dollar. No, we're talking about the hustlers. You guys know who those hustlers are. You don't want us to start calling names here because the names would be long. And so the hustlers now, most of those hustlers look like you, look like us. You know what I mean? And so they will come to you. The hustlers will come to you. Not the types like you understand. Not that type. Beyond hustlers, right? The hustlers would come to you and say, and this is what they will say. Man, tell me something. Look at what the PPP is doing for you guys. What has the coalition done for y'all? What did the coalition do for you guys? What? And then they ask you that question. And if you're not clever enough to pick up where they're coming from. They're trying to justify their hustle. This time they're hustlers. They're flatfoot hustlers. Remember when it was Jesus Christ, according to the Bible, mind you, right? Jesus Christ and Satan were on the mountaintop. And I believe it's Satan turned to Jesus Christ, and according to the Bible, and say, if you bow down and worship me, I will give you all these things. Oh, that's not what it. I haven't gone to church in a while, but it was a good Bible. What I used to go to Sunday school as a little boy, and that church somewhere out in Burnham Drive, between Wanham Street, Polka Street, or Forest Alley, or Second Alley in Linden, as a little boy, right? And I heard this story that the devil, the serpent, according to the Bible, the serpent saw Eve and Adam in this beautiful garden. And the serpent turned, and mind you, the flatfoot hustlers are the serpents. This is what the serpent did. The serpent turned, right? The serpent turned to Eve and asked Eve a question, to throw a googly ball. This time the serpent, wicked, you know. Serpents are always wicked. The flatfoot hustlers are serpents. So they threw this googly ball at Eve. You sure that is what God said? Not to eat from that fruit? You sure? Are you certain? And then confuse Eve's mind. And that's what the flatfoot hustlers are doing. They're saying, are you sure that the PPP is not doing? Look at what the PPP did. They get basketball stuff now in Boston. They get soccer. And so they walk around with some people who claim that they love sports, they love soccer, and they will do all money. They are flatfoot hustlers. They are just like the serpent I just described to you. Do not be fooled. And so when they come to you and they say, what has the coalition done for you for 5 years? What has the coalition done for you? And now, if you're stupid, you're gonna get caught with a googly. So when they come with a googly, if you don't have bat and pat together, you're gonna get LBW. They're gonna catch you. They're gonna stump you. They're gonna get you start thinking like, what has the coalition done for me indeed? They're going to get you start thinking. Don't let the flatfoot hustlers / serpents get you thinking like that. You're smarter than them. You know better than them. You understand? You know better than them. You understand the game, and you know the trickery that the PPP is up to. Well, whilst they're able to buy some of those and brainwash some of those flatfoot / serpents, the hustlers, they're not able to brainwash the majority of you guys. Can I get an amen for that? And welcome back. It's Thursday, right? It's the 7th day of the 7th month, 2022. Now, if you do the math in this, let me stop. Some people love the number 777. And what do we have? 22. Well, 2022, they're both even numbers. But if you take 7, you will say 7 is an uneven number. But if you add 7 plus 7, you will get 14. And that will be an even number. Right? You know, some mathematicians, man. Now let's continue here. Let's continue about this math. I want to do this math to you. I hope let Lemon look for the flatfoot hustlers. They're hurt. Some of them are probably on the line. We don't want any distraction. Lemon, please, any distraction, any whatsoever. Throw those who are coming to distract us, throw them in the trench right away. We don't have time to waste for them. We don't want to give them space for them to come here and talk dotishness. We don't want them to come here and talk dotishness. We don't want them to come here and spread their propaganda. We are going to throw them, and we are unapologetic about that. We will throw them in the trench. We will throw them in the trench. I am live on air now. Somebody is abusing me that I blocked them from listening to the show. I haven't blocked anybody other than the trench crappos. the trench crappos have to be blocked. And so our operators block them with immediate effect. We don't block people. And so somebody just messaged me to say, Mark, you blocked me. And this is a good person. Why would I block you? I'm on the air right now. We will talk later on. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. And then on top of that, abusing me. Hear this? Somebody told me their names and everything, and what they're that I blocked them, and without any explanation, telling me, but shame on you. Why would I block you? Oh my gosh. Ask first before you judge, right? I haven't blocked you. Yeah. So that whilst I'm talking to you, I'm sending that message to an individual. Anyways, let's continue with this program. Let's continue. The Flatfoot Hustlers. I want to do the math. Let's do the math quickly. Oops, we're talking about doing the math, and this guy came to mind. I want to do the math, but before that, let's take a quick break. A quick break. And be right back because I want to get some stuff over to you guys. Sorry about that. We will take that quick break. In the meanwhile, we on this program, we do not ask you guys to share the link at all. We just do not. But what we do is that we appreciate you all sharing the link. Thank you. We'll be right back.
That's the thing about me like she. JMK, that's the thing about me like she. Run a coca down something, rock away, run a coca down. Run a coca down something, rock away, run a coca down. JMK, that's the thing nobody like she. JMK, that's the thing nobody like she. Run a coca down something, rock away, run a coca down. Run a coca down something, rock away, run a coca down. JMK, that she rocks her body with high. JMK, that she rocks her body with high. Run a coca down something, rock away, run a coca down. Run a coca down something, rock away, run a coca down. JMK, that she walk up in the style. JMK, that she walk.
All right, welcome back. We're trying to get Lemon, who wanted to talk to you guys about something. God in heaven knows what Lemon has in mind. But I'm running through some of your comments and so forth. So just good evening to you guys again. Let's continue with our program here this evening on 107.1 FM. Straight up, we've got to do the math, right? We've got to do the math. Somebody's telling me talk about the church cheers. Hey, you guys are not easy, you know. What is there to talk about the church cheers? You guys believe or feel that I know everything and that I would know what is it that you guys are talking about? Church cheers. Okay, so people are sending me messages. Another person has sent me a message to say that they have been blocked since September. And they can't. Look, even if you've been blocked or whatever, there's nothing that we can do. Absolutely nothing. I keep saying this over and over. If you can't comment, I don't know. There's nothing that we can do. Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. All right, let me continue. Let me continue here with this show. It's such a distraction, I usually say. Even if before the show that... or after the show, you can inbox me to say, man, I have been whatever, you know, but you guys wait until the show to say, and again, we're having more issues because some good people, and I really do mean good listeners, because we have most of our listeners are good listeners, but they get the trench crappos are worthless. They make no sense, right? People are saying, well, look, they are not getting the live. They are not getting to comment. Tons of people are messaging me about that. So I don't know what is happening. Look, it's Facebook, not us. We only block trench crappos. Sorry about that. All right. A lot of distractions tonight with that. But look, somebody's saying Rosanna Tobin Kingston is asking me, Mark Benchop, to talk about some church cheers. You guys believe that I know everything that I got to know about a church cheers? What is there to know about? I don't know. What? Some of you guys believe that every single thing I got to know about. Gosh. How am I to know about a church cheer that Savitri went in a church, thieved a bunch of chairs, packing these chairs up neatly in a heavily tinted car? When Savitri got caught, Savitri was surprised because she didn't expect to get caught. And so she got caught red-handed. And this is Savitri explanation. Oh, buy from Georgetown, sell a chair from buy from Georgetown. Note, when Savitri talk about buy from Georgetown and the chair, Savitri is really trying to put an ethnicity to that. One buy from Georgetown, one buy from Georgetown. And we already know, those of us who know about that chair story, because remember now, only certain set of people are thief and do all manner of things, right? According to certain set of people. Certain set of people know that only certain set of people are thief. So when Savitri thief them church chairs, imagine church chairs Savitri thief. And they put all the chair, about 15 chairs on Savitri head and say, whack. But the thing about it though, is them church people language, words were colorful, man. Whatever church they go to, I want to go to that in church too, right? I want to go to that church too. Oh, Savitri. Thief the church chairs and say one buy from Georgetown. Usually, again, I'm going to repeat to you guys. Usually, when they say one buy from Georgetown, one buy, let me see how many of you guys know what she meant. I know what she meant. Let me see if I know what she meant when she said she get them cheers from one buy from Georgetown. Now one buy from Kanji, Not one buy from Kanji, Not one buy from Port Morant, Not one buy from Belvedere, But one buy from Georgetown. Them poor chaps from Warlock or West or somewhere. I see June Daniels McKinnon. You are smart. June Daniels McKinnon, you are smart. I'm sure you're married to one buy from Georgetown. One buy from Monishwar, you guys got it. Morty Hodge, you guys got it. Yeah, I bet y'all didn't pick it up, I bet none of y'all didn't pick it up when she said, oh man, one buy from Georgetown. Can you show us who the, a park. So wait, one buy from Georgetown, just show up just like that and give you a bunch of cheers. This buy from Georgetown just show up just like that, Savitri. Give you one bunch of chairs, you pack these chairs, put them inside one heavily tinted car, and then when you get catch, you put a blame pound. One buy from Georgetown, give me this chair, right? I'm wondering, since you're talking about one buy from Georgetown, give you these chairs, I wonder what else one buy from Georgetown give you. 31 minutes after 9 o'clock. Let's move on. We got some other things to talk about, right? Good evening to every single one of you. We got some other things to talk about. Let's forget about Savitri and the cheers and so forth. Savitri thief them cheers. And not only one set of people is thief. All set of people from all ethnicity, the thief, right? So I hope them numbskulls understand that not one set of people. Look, every day them thieves get catch. Every day them thieves get catch. Oh, my mama, every single day. Every day them thief a get catch, right? Every day them thief a get catch. And when you murder people, it's not one set of people that's going people house and murder them. Murder hard-working people, right? Oh, you would think that is only one set of people, right? One set according to that. But this old lady, 86 years old, and she looks familiar, you know. She was a guard. She was a guard living in Monrepo. You know the place, Monrepo? Well, all them vendors, couple well of them broke down them own stars and mash up the pillory, the stale pillory where they've been wrong for about 3 days and 4 days and thing, and fudge and barra and guinea and pera. You know what pera? I bet some I don't know what pera. I bet some I don't know what pera. Look, they get folks still calling me, thinking that I blocked them. I don't know what's going on with Facebook. Lemon, find out what's going on. If even Lemon probably can't get onto the show. But there's nothing that I can do at this point in time. Absolutely nothing. Tons of people are calling and messaging me saying they can't get onto the show. I don't know what is happening. I honestly don't know what is happening. I wish I did. But let's get back to this lady who was murdered. Believe her name is Dillon. Last name Dillon. She was murdered. And I will tell you guys this because some of the folks would make you believe that they would make you believe that is only one set of people as do them things there, and is only one set of people as go in people's house and do all kind of things to people, right? Murder people and all kind of things. So when they talk now, you'll be like, oh wow, what's really happening in Guyana? What is really happening? But I want to talk about that. Good. Here's what I want to talk about. This lady, she was murdered. Look who murdered her, according to allegations, mind you. Niman Prasad will make his next court appearance on the 12th of September. He will remain behind bars for the duration of the case. Now look what it says here. Monrepo laborer. It doesn't say Buxton laborer. It doesn't say Agricola laborer or Warlock or West or somewhere one them buy from Georgetown. Nope. Monrepo laborer. His last name is Prasad. His first name is Niman. Niman Prasad is accused, mind you, of murdering this 86-year-old lady, man. Why murder this lady for allegedly? Why? For Polari money? For Guinea money? Why? You know? I don't know. It's alleged that that's what he did. But again, I'm just showing you the sort of hypocrisy. So when them trench crappos come with this stupidness and they try to tell you that is only one set of people like big teeth, broke up teeth guy, why not go look walk? I not walk, I not like walk, I like rob, I like thief. Why not go look walk? But when you check out daily what is happening, check out what is happening. These guys are not church boys. He's accused of a serious crime of murdering an 86-year-old lady. For what? He not just walk in the yard just like that into the house and murder she just like that. A money or something. He must see she with a little bangle and he want a bangle. His name is Niman Prasad, alleged to have murdered an 86-year-old woman by the name of Dillon. Her last name is Dillon. 86-year-old lady. Gone into her house and according to the reports, allegedly stabbed her. Take a knife and stab up the woman. And then I guess some people want to talk about who the thief and why not go look walk and why y'all don't go in Monrepo and tell Prasad, why not go look walk by? Why not go look walk? Well, again, I want to say, It's an allegation that's leveled against that guy. An allegation. It's a serious allegation. Serious allegation. But like Sharma said many moons back, it's a serious alligator. And some of them love when you stand up and fight against injustice. They said charged by and all kind of thing. But nobody don't call them Rita Clark is correct. Nobody don't say Temple Boy. Temple Boy don't do these things, right? Oh no, only church boys just do it. Them boy from Georgetown, you know, like that girl with teeth out all them cheers, thieving because she got caught red-handed with the cheers. So it's not alleged she got caught red-handed with the cheers. Just like that, she said, somebody from Georgetown go and give she the cheers. And so she decided to get the cheers. What else we can talk about? Remember that so-called wrong report they're talking about? That some editor-in-chief issued some wrong report about the police who's supposed to have been charged and then was supposed to be locked up but wasn't locked up. This is the reporter. We don't hear nothing back about the reporter. We don't hear nothing that the reporter mischievous. We don't hear nothing, no police, no questioning. And I'm not saying that that should have been the case. But had it been a boy from Georgetown, trust me, the boy from Georgetown, the PPP and their goons would have been using the boy from Georgetown as a scapegoat. But this is the editor-in-chief that did that piece of work to say that the policeman, and all he said was that the policeman was not under close arrest or something to that effect. And the PPP got mad with him. Irfan Ali and them got mad with the boy. The newspaper, supposed online paper, suspended him with immediate effect. But I'm just showing you all of this. This story has died because he's not a boy from Georgetown. Remember that. That's a good term. A boy from Georgetown. A boy from Georgetown. Ronald Singh, the boy from Georgetown, right? All right, so again, I'm going to say to you guys, if I'm on the live show, it makes no sense you send me a voice message, and it makes no sense that you message me. Oh, Father. Oh, God. Oh, y'all work with me, man. Please. Don't message me if you're watching the show. You will know that it's a distraction. Please do not message me. Oh, if y'all message me again, you guys will go in my black book or my watch list. Please do not message me in the midst of my show. All right, so this guy gone. Boris gone. Crazy Boris is gone. Gone for 6. Should have been Jack Deere or Irfan and all these guys should have been out of there. Should have been gone for 6 as well. But it's still lingering around and tampering with the people's money, the wealth of the nation. They're tampering with it. Goodbye, Boris. Next time, don't shake Irfan's hand because you would end up just where you are. Gone for China. Gone for 6. Gone. All right, so let's get back. We dealt with the George boys and the Temple boys and the boys from Georgetown, right? What else I want to talk to you guys about? I want to do some math for y'all. Allow me to do this math for you guys. Now, this is the crowd, the so-called crowd in Buxton. They went to Buxton Community Center, where they got some brush cutter, some grass cutter. That you can get them for $20. You can get grass cutters, used grass cutters at yard sales and so forth for $20, $30, $10, and so forth. So the PPP got a couple, and they sent one single grass cutter, cost $20 US into Buxton and the Buxtonians. Some of them, well, the hustlers, the flatfoot hustlers, are happy with it. One grass cutter, and they're happy about it. One grass cutter. Some of those individuals were paid. They were given $3,000, $5,000 to be there. And of that crowd, because I saw a photograph of some supposed crowd, and they want to give you that impression that they're Buxtonians. Only about 12 or 11 or 12 Buxtonians attended that. You understand, right? Only about 12 Buxtonians attended that function. Do not be fooled, people. Do not be fooled. And I'll do the math for you guys. I'll do the math. Forget about this. You see what they did? They ensured that they take a picture of a Rasta man. You understand, right? You guys know. You understand, right? And to make it look as though there's a crowd and people went out to listen to the PPP. No. Don't be fooled. I keep saying this all the time. Do not be brainwashed, folks. Do not allow yourselves to be brainwashed. Now, let's do the math. Please, let's do the math. According to my source on the ground, they had about 45 vehicles. 45 vehicles went into Buxton. Oh man, when you do the math on that, can you say that majority of the people were Buxtonians? No. Majority of the people who went in there were not Buxtonians. About 12 Buxtonians were there. You understand? 12 Buxtonians were there. And they don't have the community or the village at heart. Imported. Exactly. Just so chipper. Imported. They paid for people to go into Buxton. So if you have 45 vehicles alone, 4 or 5 vehicles belong to Mark Phillips. And when you do the math, 4 and 5 vehicles and plus security, right? And plus security, Mark Phillips alone went in there with about 25 persons. 25 persons. Anil went with about 3 or 4 vehicles. With about 25 persons, right away, that's 50. So where do you think those 50 persons are going to be? They're not going to stay on the front row or on the line top or whatever. They went straight in there and they dress up so that they can fill up all the seats. And then this Onage Waldron went in there with about 6 people and fill up all the seats. This guy, Charles Ramson Jr., went in there with couple too. You understand? He too, because he's part of the, you understand, crew. And so they went in there with their people, paid people. The PPP is good at paying people, rent a crowd. So don't be fooled that when you see a photograph and they are telling you that Buxtonians went out in their numbers. Lies. A pack of lies. Don't believe the hype. Just don't believe the hype at all, because they have imported those people, they have transported those people into Buxton. Do not believe the hype at all. Buxtonians are not with them. Buxtonians and others outside of Buxton, majority of Guyanese are angry at the PPP, because the PPP is not for the Guyanese people. And this person is correct. June again, McKinnon, come to the front of the class. Rent a crowd. That is what they did. Rent a crowd. Rent a crowd. Eon Harry, indeed. Do not believe the hype. You know, they got a rap song, those of you who are into rap. Don't believe the hype. Don't believe the hype. All right? So on that photograph that they're circulating should be the song, Don't Believe the Hype. Don't believe the hype. Don't believe the hype, right? Now, let's welcome Katahar Sugrim. Katahar Sugrim saying lies, lies, and more lies. Let me give Katahar Sugrim the benefit of the doubt. Katahar, who are telling the lies? Are you saying that I am lying, or Irfan and them are the liars? You tell me. You give Katahar the benefit of the doubt. Drew Young and all these guys know their song. Don't believe the hype. Don't believe the hype. Right? So let's get back to the flatfoot hustlers. The notorious flatfoot hustlers. This is what they're going to try to say to you now. We're getting back to the Bible story. We're getting back to that. And they would like you to believe. They would like you to believe that the coalition government has done nothing. And this is their trick. This is their trick. This is their trick. Thank you, Katahar. Yeah. This is one Katahar that I like. I like Katahar Kori. I like Katahar in itself. But Katahar, a Hindi term for Katahar, it's not a good term, because if you're in a village and somebody sees you and they call you Katahar, hey, you're Katahar, right? Run. Because it's not a good term. You're Katahar, yo. It means you're no good. You're nothing. Hey, you're Katahar, yo. But this Katahar is the fruit, because people want to ensure that they get a good Katahar curry. So this is a good Katahar, right? Katahar Sugrim is correct. The PPP, a bunch of liars, a pack of liars indeed. Thank you so much for clarifying that. I'll call you the Honorable Katahar. The Honorable Katahar. Thank you so much. So again, if somebody calls you Katahar, Korhi, or a Chamar, run for your life. It's not a good description at all. But that is why oftentimes, because it is not a good description at all, I feel comfortable addressing Irfan Ali as a Katahar and Jagdev as a Chamar. And others within the cabinet are Korhis. Right? Good. We got that. Now let's get down. Let's get down to these trench crappos. The trench crappos are going to make you believe. They are going to make you believe. And I feel like preaching tonight. Somebody give me an amen here. Right? Politics 204. I'll leave Politics 101 for my friend David Hanks. But Politics 204, trench crappos wouldn't understand. But the Politics 204 is basically this here. We're breaking down the attempt to brainwash you, because they're not smart enough to brainwash you, by the flatfoot hustlers. They're going to come to you and they're going to say, wait a minute. What did the coalition government did for black people? Come on. What? And if you're smart enough, you're going to pause for a moment and say, don't be fooled. Don't be trapped. Don't believe the hype. Can I get an amen on that? Hallelujah. Right? Don't believe the hype, my friends. Do not believe the hype. The coalition made errors. They did. We all know that they did. But when these flatfoot hustlers, these serpents, come to you and tell you or try to give you this impression that the coalition did nothing for you guys, nothing for their supporters, you've got to be damn blind if you buy into that dotishness. And I'll tell you why. One question. Somebody sent me a message the other day. Someone sent me a message the other day and said, these things, look at how black people, and they use that term, right? Look at how they treated their own supporters. Oh gosh, they treated their own supporters badly. And they're given the impression that look at all the things the PPP is doing now for persons of African descent. They're not ashamed to say that. And I stop them in their tracks and I say to them, if you want to talk about persons of African descent, now this is a trench crappo. Simboy Raul Rodriguez, is a reptile, right? And where is Lemon? Lemon, get this reptile, get this. First of all, get this reptile has to go. But before the reptile goes, or no, we let them go. Let the reptile go. And we've got to give that reptile, all reptiles, we got to give them a award before I come back. I'll come right back to you guys. Let the reptiles know we don't mess around on this show here at all. Them ain't gonna outsmart me. Them ain't gonna come on this show to distract me or try to, that is why since the beginning, we flush them down the toilet. That's it. All trench crappos. We have absolutely no time to waste at all. Let them go somewhere else. Right, Afraz? Let them go somewhere else. Now, let's do the breakdown now. And I say to some of these flatfoot hustlers, when they ask, what did the coalition do for persons of African descent? I break it down for them. It's very simple. I get to your book and go to Proverbs 3:34, anti-flatfoot hustlers. It says here that during the coalition term in office, police killings were significantly reduced. The trench crappos and the flatfoot hustlers, they don't want to hear this. They don't want to hear the truth about that. Police killings and mothers and children, they didn't have to go around running around in the streets and holding their belly and bawling because their loved ones were executed either by death squads or by hungry, trigger-happy individuals in the Guyana police force. Can I get an amen? And you let those flatfoot hustlers, you understand, you let them know that mothers and children weren't bawling for their loved ones. Individuals were not being kidnapped left, right, and center during the coalition years. 5 or maybe 3 years in office, but the other 2, they had to battle because of a snake serpent that that got straight into them. Infiltrators. You know where I'm getting at, right? That claim that he was selling cash, ripping all sorts of things. Can I say hi to some of the AFC folks? Can I get an amen for the AFC guys, right? So for 3 years, 3 years the coalition had. 2 years they suffered a political stroke as a result of kunumunus and unpatriotic individuals. 2 years they suffered a political stroke that they couldn't recover from. They attempted to recover, but they just didn't recover because of corruption, mass corruption at the electoral level. But we'll talk about that some other time, right? 3 years. And y'all expect that the coalition must build a huge mountain in 3 years. Now they've made some errors. They had some kunumunus amongst them. They had some ministers who should not have been there as ministers. They had some members of parliament who should not have been there as well. But when you put all of that aside, we got to give the coalition a good grade. And if you don't want to give them a good grade, something wrong with you, or you may have attended the University of iFlat. Now, the flatfoot hustlers didn't even go nowhere. They don't know anything else but hustling. And they would do anything. I'm not blaming the hustlers, People got to hustle. You understand? People got to do things to make money. And some of them got to do cruel things to make money. You understand? Right? And so that is what's happening. So I don't blame the hustlers, the flatfoot hustlers. They got to hustle. But don't come and attempt to brainwash people. You understand? Now, let's get back to this here, right? Police force. Take a look at the police force under the coalition. Let's talk. Take a look at the police force. Take a look how they conducted themselves under the coalition. Take a look at equitable distribution of our lands, and a wrong that was done for 23 plus years. Racial discrimination, economic discrimination, you name it, that was done for all those years that the PPP were in office for. 20 odd years. And I hope the flatfoot hustlers are listening, because for 20 odd years, the PPP never cared about you guys. They never went into your communities to develop your communities, whether it's for infrastructure or whatever. They send goons into your communities to destroy your communities with guns and drugs and all manner of things that they introduced your community to. But they're not going to talk about that. They destroyed the school system. Every single thing they destroyed. They took it away from you. They've deprived you. Just imagine where you would have been if there was a caring government for 23 years in office. Just imagine where you would have been. Your family, your communities, your villages, your tongues, and all these manner of things. Just imagine where it would have been, where Guyana would have been. But no, for 23 years, we had a government filled with kleptomaniacs who weren't concerned about development of the country or anything, who believed in a system that they give to friends and families. They give away the nation's wealth to their friends and families. Look at an example. Bara Jagdeo gave his friend, while he was president, over 170 something or somewhere thereabout, $1 million. $1 million. $1 million by the name of Buddy Shivraj. Taxpayers' money. Jagdeo took and gave to his friends. Buddy Shivraj to build a hotel. He named that hotel Buddy's International Hotel. Buddy's thought he was king of Guyana, one of the little kings of Guyana, right? And not so long after he built that hotel with the help of taxpayers, your money, your hard-working money, auntie would have sell black pudding or pulori or puri or plantain chips, is y'all money they took. Jagdeo took and gave to his friends and cronies to build their businesses. And not so long after, guess what Buddy Shivraj did? He sold his hotel, Buddy's International Hotel, to a Turkish individual. Hence the name, Princess International Hotel. Princess International Hotel. And so they got a quick profit. But this is the same Jagdeo who says he doesn't do anything and he has done nothing wrong and my hands are clean and I am not. Right? Buddy Shivraj. Look at what they did to the Berbice Bridge. They took billions of your monies. An insurance company collapsed, died. They never concerned about bailing it out or doing anything to that insurance company, Clico. Look at what's going on with NIS, the National Insurance Scheme. It wasn't the coalition who destroyed that. It was the PPP, because Jagdeo took billions of your money to build a so-called bridge. A Tinnincup bridge that should be named Jagdeo's Passageway, right? Billions of dollars to friends and cronies. But yet these people have the audacity to ask, what have you guys done when you were in office? What did the coalition did? They have the nerve to ask these sort of questions. They weren't concerned about the health sector. Look at every day young women during childbirth died, their babies died, dozens of them under the PPP regime. They never give a damn as health minister. Leslie Ramsamy, who is now back as some senior advisor for the Minister of Health, he is ripping millions of dollars every month in terms of salaries and benefits and so forth. Check out what happened when he was so-called Minister of Health. Lots of questionable deaths at the hospitals, particularly at the Georgetown Public Hospital. Lots of things. But yet, these trench crappos want to ask and want to compare 3 years of the coalition. And then you're going to hear this. What they did for black people, man. What the coalition did for black people. That is what they ask because they want a free ride to continue hustling. Now, if they want to hustle, hustle. But don't try to come to brainwash me or anybody. If they want to hustle, let them hustle. Let them hustle. Look, the typical, you could tell Rick Balgobin. You could tell that Rick Balgobin is not really Rick Balgobin. It could be Lick Lip from the Nut Butter crew at the office of the president. Now, this is the typical question. What did APNU do for the people? The APNU did a lot for the people, Balgobin or Lick Lip or whoever you are. I'll tell you what they did for the people. As soon as they got into office, the sugar industry was actually in the ICU. And I'll let you know what ICU means. I mean ICU in the sugar industry, right? Rick Balgobin, because I know this is how you may want to interpret that. ICU, the intensive care unit. Sugar industry was dying because of Jack Dio and the PPP and Ramotar and Irfan Ali and so forth. It was dying. It was dying. And let me remind you of the $200 million wasted on the Skeldon Sugar Factory, right? And let me remind you of a lot of sugar estates, workers of sugar estates were protesting. They dung tools because they weren't being paid. But look at the salaries that those big wigs in Gaisuko board, the director, the chairman, and all these people. The chairman was making over $25,000 US per month. Or the CEO per month. And who was the CEO then? Not this Kunumunu who is the acting CEO now, right? Who is wasting people's money, wasting time, and can bring back or turn around the industry. That's Saisnarai. Can turn around the industry. But the previous CEO under the PPP that was raking in money, and meanwhile, the sugar workers couldn't get proper pay. They couldn't get proper pay. So Rick Balgobin, if you want to talk, understand what you're talking about. Read up before you come and talk. And not every time you belch, something like this got to come out of your mouth or wherever, right? Make some sense. So when the coalition got into office, guess what they did? They rescued the sugar industry. They gave them over $7 billion. No other entity, no other agency, no other workers got that amount of money. Not even the bauxite workers, the hard-working people of the bauxite industry didn't get it. But the coalition rescued sugar workers. They did just that. Rick Balgobin, part of the Nut Butter crew, at the office of the president. Now go from here. Go from here before we give you the award of the night, right? Now, what else the coalition did? People were suffering throughout the country under the PPP. The coalition rescued those people, rescued Guyanese. The coalition had a plan. They had a proper plan. And of course, they had some arrogant ministers too, right? And we can talk about that some other day because some of them were foolish, you know. Some of them ministers were foolish. Sorry about that. I get vexed when I talk about some of them. Now, the coalition had a plan. First of all, look at the health sector. Look at what they did to transform the health sector throughout the country. Port Morant Hospital, Was never done. It was ignored under the PPP. Kildonan Health Center, Corriverton Hospital, Skeldon Hospital, sorry, Maibikuri Hospital, and those places. Look at it under the coalition. Look at what that beautiful job they did under the coalition. And then you come to say that the coalition and do nothing. Oh, for 23 years, the PPP neglected those things. They were repaired under the coalition and given life again. Mothers were comfortable giving birth at the hospitals. There were not 3 and 4 women or patients on a hospital bed under the coalition, unlike what happened under the PPP regime. Under the coalition, thousands of school children were given, including areas such as quarantine. No area, not a single area was spared because or left out because of their perceived connection to any political party. Equality across the board. So school children got an opportunity to go to school. Free transportation, bus, bicycle, boats, you name it. Free transportation. And they also got to school and they got a nice hot meal. Not porridge without milk that Priya Manikchan is talking about now. So lots and lots of things we can talk about. So don't come and try to say that the coalition did this and they didn't do this or they didn't do. Of course they made mistakes. And we all know that too, right? But don't come and bring no Jim Cockburn Ramgood story that the coalition neglected people. You know how many people who were deprived of lands, of house lots, even while Irfan Ali was Minister of Education, Minister of Housing. People accused him of costing them up, chasing them out of his office when he was Minister of Housing. All manner of things. Kosapa Pandit and Estiquebo, all manner of things they did, right? All manner of things they did. Now let me address this clown. And I call him a clown because he is a clown. Here what is Errol Huck. You could change the letter H in his first name and add something else. Errol Huck. Hear what Errol, and I meant Quack, right? But hear what Errol Huck is saying. Why you couldn't get radio licenses on the look how we spell coalition. Should I really respond to this quack? Should I really respond to this quack? Well, who gave me a radio license? I don't have to beg for a radio license. I applied for a radio license 20-odd years ago, way before some of the other pacus who got their radio and TV licenses, right? So don't come with your do these guys read? Do they really read? Do they understand issues before they come and quack around the place? Now look, let's take it. This quack deserves this. Them chaps is just bunks out of some scary hole. I don't know. These guys are crazy, man. Crazy guys, right? Crazy guys. Let's continue, right? And so when they come with these things, the coalition didn't do. The coalition did a heck of a lot of things. Don't worry with Priya Manikchan, but they're concerned about school children. They're not concerned. I saw there was a child in the hospital for some reason or something, and Priya thought it was good Priya thought it was good. Priya thought it was good to publish a photograph of the individual, a little boy, and say, look, despite the youngster's condition, he still wants to take his do his exams, the National Grade 6 assessment or something like that. Look. And she would run with that as a success story. You know how many success stories like that? Thousands upon thousands. Since I was growing up, kids had to go and write the common entrance with NARA. They get NARA. You guys know what's NARA. Some of them went with Jigger. Some of them went with knit. You know what's knit, right? Let me see if any one of you guys know what's knit. All manner of things. With fever. Some drank Senapa the night before, but they had to, or salts, and they had to go do the exams. Priya coming with your dotishness. Just to say, look, a little child in the hospital. Oh man, you write the exam. Is that a success story for Priya Manik-chan? But Priya ain't gonna tell y'all, she gonna try to say to you guys that this breakfast and this lunch in school is something because they care. They don't care. It's hundreds of millions of dollars they're wasting, and they're giving the contracts to their friends and family, the food contract. That is what it's about. How they could make money. And plenty money. Priya should know about making plenty money. Because at the end of the day, she got that land, a big piece of land in Pradoville. She built a biggish house and sold that house back for almost $1 million US. And these are the people who want to lecture people. These are people who want to say that they care about Guyana. Now, if people want to make money, let them make money. But I don't want people becoming a minister and tell me that they're investing and they're making money and these are. No, I don't want to hear that. If you want to be a business person, get out of government, get out of politics, get out of being a minister or an MP and go buy Polori or make fudge or pira or something else and make your money. Don't be a minister. Become rich. Get opportunities for free access to things, and then you do a quick turnover, and then you say it's an honest dollar. It might be an honest dollar, but for many people, it's questionable. So don't be fooled. Priya ain't going to tell y'all, but again, Priya is not going to tell y'all that it is the PPP who took away free education at the university level. She's not going to say that. They are in office under questionable circumstances for almost 3 years now. They have promised, and I want to make it clear, they have promised that they will, as soon as they get into office, reintroduce free education at the university level. I repeat, reintroduced free education at the university level. Almost 3 years now. Do you think that that was actually a plan of the PPP? When in fact it was the PPP who took away free education at the university level? So they are not concerned about ensuring that people get a proper education at the university level, free, as it used to be before the PPP took over in 1992. But they prefer to spend hundreds of millions of dollars on kunu universities around the world. Kunu universities around the world. Suddenly now they want kids to do their CXC and whatever in other universities outside of Guyana, in Ireland, in Scotland, wherever. And the GED outside, and nothing about what they can do to the young people to go to these training schools that the coalition government brought back into reality. Port Moran Training Center, Georgetown, Linden, you name it, all of these things, because the coalition had a vision for our young people, for middle-aged people, and for old people like me. The coalition had a vision. A vision. The PPP doesn't have a vision for Guyana. It is because they are unpatriotic. and the flatfoot hustlers who coming and selling pieces of meat, dry up stale meat to you. Don't buy it. Reject that sort of meat coming from a questionable king. Because these people, Irfan and Jack Dale and some other minions in the country, because they have their money and they move around, letting you know every day that they have money and they control the country, they control the police force, they control the army, they want to control you. So when they come around you with the nice fancy cars and they put on the sirens, wee, wee, and they drop a little money here and there to you and they could control this and that, it's what it is. They want to control you. Now it's up to you whether you want to be controlled by a set of vagabonds who pretend to be patriotic when in fact, in the long run, in the long term, they are out to destroy you. They are out to destroy your community. They're out to destroy the minds of your young people, teaching you and your young people and folks within your community to be dependent. And then when they train your thoughts like that, they turn around and call you hungry belly and all manner of things. People, hear what? Wake up before it's too late. Wake up. It's 18 minutes after 10 o'clock. What else can we talk about before? What else you guys want me to talk about before? The 50,000 jobs that Irfan Ali promised you guys? It's Irfan Ali who promised you guys 50,000 jobs. Ask them about job creation in the country. They can't tell you that. But instead, Jack Dio is running around the country, certain parts of the country, and giving out or just mentioning part-time jobs, part-time jobs. So every month, they go into these communities and they give out hundreds of millions of dollars to their friends who own businesses who may be, mind you, may be submitting invoices to say that they have hired part-time 25 persons every month. This is what they do. They hire people. It is a scheme. It is milking and fleecing monies from taxpayers. There's none whatsoever part-time job in existence. There's no jobs. They don't know how to create jobs. They just don't know how to do anything other than to create mischief and problems in the country. Don't expect anything good. What people want to hear, and which is something we all want to hear, is the story about Sue. Jagdeo has promised that he's going to kick Sue out. We're not concerned about that. We want to hear this story about Sue. It should not be allowed to be swept under the rug and to feel that people should forget about Sue. Nobody should forget about Sue. We're not hearing anything coming from the agency that loves to go around and pick up individuals and persecute them, as what they have done to Roxanne Myers and the Trevor Ben and others. That is what Soku loves to do. But Soku is not going to go and pick up this rascal and question him about allegations made by Sue. Ask why. Ask why it's not happening. And you'll get to understand why. Before I go, you're hearing concerning the killing, the murder of Quindon Bacchus. The family wants justice, just like every other family members who, when their loved ones killed under questionable circumstances, they want justice. Bacchus' family is no different. Now, if they have videotapes circulating, I don't want to get into rumors or these sort of things because I'm old now. It gets us nowhere. I want to deal with real issues. And how do we get to the bottom of these things? Now, if there are videotapes circulating then the opposition, headed by Aubrey Compton Norton, should send a request via the State Department at the U.S. Embassy in Georgetown, requesting that a law enforcement agency be assigned and review the tape or those tapes, if in fact they have tapes. That is how things should be done. And that is when law enforcement agencies will get involved in doing things. Nobody from off the streets or whatever could walk up to any law enforcement agency and say, review these tapes. We got to stop with this nonsense. We got to stop with this nonsense. Mr. Aubrey Norton, if you're watching, do what is right. You are the official opposition leader of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana. You represent a significant amount of people, I mean, almost half of the country, or over half of the country. You are the opposition leader. Tighten your belt, tighten your shoelace, get out there and do what an opposition leader does. Stand up and confront the ills of the PPP regime. And God knows there's so many ills to be confronted. Do your job. It's not that you're not doing anything. I'm not saying that. But there's so much more that can be done. Surround yourself with a good team, a strong team, a competent team that will make you shine. If you don't have a competent team and you feel that you can do it all, you will not shine and you will not get anywhere. Get that competent team now. A bit of free advice to you as opposition leader. I've got to go though. I've been on with you guys for a while. And for some of you who can't comment, I don't know why you can't comment. If you're the good set of people who watch this show and have meaningful contributions towards whatever subject matters we have, there is no need for me to block you guys. None whatsoever. The only set of people who get blocked are the trench crappos. And we have absolutely no apologies for blocking the trench crappos. I've got to go. Just watching. Maybe we'll be back tomorrow. Same place, same time. In the morning, don't forget the morning shows. From 9 to 11. Connie Alstrom, good evening to you, and congrats. We, a member here, I believe her name is GT Root Girl. Her mom passed away. Funeral is either today or it was yesterday. We want to, send condolences to GT Root Girl and her entire family on the passing of her mom. And if any of you are experiencing whatever situation in your life, whether it's a loved one who has passed away, our condolences. If you're celebrating your birth anniversary, happy birthday. If you're celebrating another year of divorce, well, you try to hit up on your own. All right. Just looking at some of your comments and thanking you guys for being on, all of you, every single one. Good one, good ones, good ones. And for those of you who have sent out your congratulatory messages and so forth, thank you all. Thank you all. Here's a story to be shared. That's Ryan. You guys know him. It wasn't easy for him during those years when I was being persecuted by the PPP. And to say that how proud I am as a father because of his own accomplishments be an understatement. And it's always a village. It takes a village. Because for the many years that I was tucked away as a political prisoner, sometimes kids do not turn out well because of the persecution because of the pressures and because of all manner of things. And he was here. He was able to hold it up. And so when he got his email at 3 a.m., 3 o'clock this morning, the message read, the School Economics has made the following provisional award recommendation: bachelor's with honors in economics and econometrics, first class. Well done. And for all of you who have been praying, and for all of you who have been by our side over the years and during our trying times as a family, thank you all so much. I celebrate this here with all of you. Every single one of you. I celebrate this with all of you. We're continuing to keep our fingers crossed that his next move, as he has been accepted into all of the three top universities in the UK, Oxford, London School of Economics, and University College of London. I believe Oxford is it. I do believe Oxford is the next stop. God is great. God is really great. Thank you all so much. Have a great rest of the night. And if any one of you celebrating your kids, you're celebrating something about your kids, congratulations as well. We're all in this together. It takes a family, it takes a village, and it takes a community. God bless you all. See you all tomorrow, same place, same time, right here on 107.1 FM. So long.
JMK, that's the thing about me like she. JMK, that's the thing about me like she. Run a coca down something, rock away, run a coca down. Run a coca down something, rock away, run a coca down. JMK, and she think nobody like she. JMK, and she think nobody like she. Run a coca down something, rock away, run a coca down. Run a coca down something, rock away, run a coca down. JMK, and she rocks her body real high. JMK, and she rocks her body real high. Run a coca down something, rock away, run a coca down. Run a coca down something, rock away, run a coca down. JMK, and she walk up in the style. JMK, and she walk up in the style. Run a coca down something.
Hello, this is attorney Shellen Washington, owner and founder of the Washington Law Firm, located at 455 Utica Avenue in Brooklyn, New York. We're specialized in medical malpractice, personal injuries, matrimonial law, and landlord and tenant. If you're in need of legal representation, please give us a call today. The number to call is 718-877-3100. Consultation is free at no cost to you. So call us today to see if we can be of any assistance to your legal needs. Again, the phone number to call us is 718-877-3100.